Salutations, family, and welcome back to Inside the Eye of the Storm. First and foremost, on this episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm, I want to congratulate Miss Letoya Luckett on wedding her third simp. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I'm sorry, family. I mean wedding her third husband, of Mr. Taylor Coles. According to sources, Miss Letoya Luckett and her third husband were wed at the Letoya, an eloquent banquet hall and wedding venue in Houston, Texas. And let me tell you, it was a star-studded event. Many celebrities were in tow, but the wedding was kept on the down low for a long time, folks. And it looked like Miss Letoya Luckett wanted this relationship to fly under the radar, because in the past her previous marriages were in the limelight. I know she had a stint on some reality show. I don't keep up with a lot of the reality shows. I call it trash TV. I don't watch a lot of the trash TV, but I know one of her and one of her previous husbands were on a reality show. But the reason I am speaking about Miss Letoya Luckett, and not only her current husband, but her three previous husbands, because it serves as an excellent backdrop for me to give a little social commentary on one of the biggest issues I see right now in relationships, not only in the black community, but in society in general. I know when I first gave my introduction, everybody's going to jump in my comment section, and everybody's going to want to ask me, Norm, why you calling her three husbands a simp? Why are you doing this? It's not going to only be females. It's going to be a lot of low-level, low-vibrational lanes in my comment section asking the same question. Why anytime a man treat a woman nice, he got to be a simp? That is not the case. The word simp has been thrown around very loosely on the internet now. People have tried to reconfigure the definition of the word simp, and they have actually lost the proper connotation of the word simp. When you're talking about a simp, every relationship has a power dynamic within it. And when you deal with the power dynamic in a lot of these interpersonal relationships, and you understand the interworkings of a lot of these relationships, you understand a man's supposed to stand on a purpose. A man's supposed to have certain kind of standards and certain morals that he abides by. And when you see a man bending his principles and his morals and going back on what he actually believes in just to engage in a relationship with a woman, that's what you mean. That's what's truly meant when you're talking about dealing with a simp. And in all three cases of this woman, Letoya Luckett, being married, she's wedded three different simps. And the reason I say so is because Letoya Luckett has one big problem. And I know everybody's going to jump to the conclusion. They're going to say, oh, what is it, Storm? Is it because she's a single mother? No, it's not because she's a single mother. Oh, is it because she was a celebrity and you shouldn't mess with women in the limelight? No, it's not because of that also. Letoya Luckett has one big problem out of Houston, Texas, and it's Mr. Slim Thug, her ex. When you look at this woman, Letoya Luckett, she's a cautionary tale, but she's the poster child of a lot of these liberal modern day women that run around out here. And she started out, and one of her first high-profile relationships was with Mr. Slim Thug. Slim Thug fits the archetype of what a lot of these modern liberal women, especially in the black community, are looking for. When you look at the relationship they have in the past, it's been on again and off again. And when you look at Letoya Luckett and Slim Thug's interworking of their relationship, Slim Thug is Letoya Luckett's ultimate man. It's the man she actually wants to be with. And what a lot of you gentlemen right now watching this video, a lot of you gentlemen aren't self-aware enough to realize it, but a lot of you are in relationships, and a lot of you are married to women that you are not their first choice. A lot of you gentlemen have been settled for. And in the three cases where Letoya Luckett has been married to these three different gentlemen, all of these guys have been her settling, because who she really wants to be with is Slim Thug. But she cannot get Slim Thug to act the way she wants him to act, and to be able to engage him in a relationship on her premise or on her stance. So what she has to do, she has to go out, She has to engage in all these other relationships with these men that she sees as less valuable than Slim Thug, who she desires less than Slim Thug, but she still says to herself, I'm going to move forward, and if I can't be with the one I want, I'm going to love the one I'm with, if you can get with the old saying. But it's numerous cases where Slim Thug has taken to the internet, and he's put it on the line of what he really thinks about not only Letoya Luckett, but their whole relationship dynamic. When you look at this woman, she's wed 3 different gentlemen in very extravagant wedding ceremonies. You know these wedding ceremonies are very expensive. They're well in the excess of tens of thousands of dollars, and all these gentlemen, I'm sure, have fitted the bill to marry this woman. And you got a guy like Slim Thug in the background, and this man has gotten the best of Letoya Luckett. He's been able to engage her sexually. He's been able to access her emotionally on a different level than any of these gentlemen. That's why you see that she constantly finds herself going back to Slim Thug. After the end of all her relationships, what does she do? She matriculates right back to the old thing, Slim Thug, because that's where she really wanted to be. When you look at it, when her and Slim Thug first broke up the first time, she actually was married to a gentleman in her first marriage, Mr. Robert Hillman. He was supposed to be a relationship expert, an author, and a public speaker. The couple married in January of 2016 and divorced not 2 months later. That lets you know it was very fickle. When you look at the whole situation with Letoya Luckett and these different male suitors that she chooses to marry, she's very whimsical. She's very capricious when it comes to these gentlemen. She's just trying to find a replacement for Mr. Slim Thug. There's no other way around it. Her second marriage lasted a little bit longer. It was a 4-year marriage. She married a Mr. Tomakin Walker in 2017. They had 2 children together during the course of this relationship, and they divorced in 2021. Her and the gentleman, Tomakin Walker, I think were the 2 who are actually on the reality show together. I've seen numerous videos throughout the internet, strewn throughout the internet, saying that Mr. Tomakin Walker was allegedly cheating on Miss Letoya Luckett. None of it has been substantiated. And in my opinion, I don't believe Mr. Tomakin Walker actually was cheating on Letoya Luckett. I believe he just could not fulfill the space in her heart that has been left by Mr. Slim Thug. Like I said previously, Slim Thug has gotten the best of this woman. Really, and when you look at it, it's no other way around it. These men are just placeholders for this woman. She loves being in love. She loves having these extravagant wedding ceremonies, being the center of attention in these wedding ceremonies, as does most women. But most women don't choose to do it over 3 times. And countless times, women come on the internet, they give their list of criteria of men, what men need to have in order to be in these relationships with them. They want high earning individuals, they want honest, stalwart individuals, and they want men who are providers. But when you look at it, I've seen numerous cases where it has been exposed that these women go back on their word. And I want to jump into a clip right here, Mr. Slim Thug, when he expresses that not only is he not a provider, he's never paid Miss Letoya Luckett's bills, but this man has gotten the best out of Miss Letoya Luckett, and she is still head over heels in love with this man, and she has a soul tie to this man. Let's jump into this segment and let's take a look at it, family.
I'm 42. There's a lot of you working a 9 to 5 and paid bills for a woman. I ain't never paid a woman bills in my life. Not even Letoya Luckett.
And there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth, family. The gentleman has expressed he's never paid Letoya Luckett bills. But this woman has been able to garner 3 marriages with 3 other gentlemen who I know have paid her bills, who I know has fit the bill for these expensive weddings. These guys know that they're out of their league. These guys know that this woman really has an affinity for Slim Thug. And they know they really can't compete with this. So what they do, they try to make themselves the nice guys. They try to put themselves in a situation where they can court this woman and try to prove themselves as being worthy suitors and being worthy of marrying this woman. They engage this woman in courtship. They go on to wed this woman, and then they find out that they never can match up to what she has with Slim Thugs. A lot of times, and it's been scientifically proven, family, when you have these women who've engaged in these numerous relationships with men over time, and they've had sexual intercourse with these numerous men and have these intense emotional relationships, these women have a problem with forming peer bonds. These women cannot go into successful and fruitful relationships because they don't have the ability to establish peer bonds. There's certain biochemical reactions that take place when you engage in sexual intercourse and you engage in certain intimate interactions amongst men and female that causes women and men to bond to one another. When you see women like this who bonded to other gentlemen in the past, and it's such at a deep level that these women cannot form peer bonds and go on to form bonds with these other men that they're choosing to engage in these long-term relationships. And a lot of times, ultimately, these marriages, Miss Letoya Luckett is the one. She knows that she doesn't want to be with these men, but she still plays this game. She still goes on this merry-go-round of courtship, engagement, and marriage. And this is her third time. This woman is really the beneficiary of pretty privilege because she's an attractive woman. She's got a third chance up at bat. Many women don't get one chance at bat, but there's already been a startling revelation since their marriage, family, and it takes a discerning eye, and it takes a level of scrutiny and a three-dimensional thinker to pick up on a lot of this stuff. And I picked up on this right away, family. I came across this video of scouring the internet, another video of Mr. Slim Thug, and this video says so much about the future of this so-called marriage between Mr. Letoya Luckett and a Miss Letoya Luckett. Let's jump into this clip, and I'm going to come back and break down why this is going to be the nail in the coffin for this marriage. This marriage is dead before it even started. Let's jump into this video and take a look.
About my ex being married, somebody just asked. I'm happy for my ex. I'm happy to see my ex happy. And y'all don't be knowing, like, we already been, I don't be saying nothing because it ain't my place to say nothing, but I've been knew she was in a relationship, kicked it with him and everything before. So, it's her brother right here.
And as you can see, family, Mr. Slim Thug took to the internet recently to go on live. And one of the viewers posed the question, how does he feel about his ex getting married once again? And Mr. Slim Thug, he chose to answer the question because, of course, he's going to be inexplicably linked to Miss Letoya Luckett for years. It's going to go on incessantly because everybody knows that this woman, this is the man she really wants to be with. But he expressed that he's happy for Miss Letoya Luckett. He knows she was in a relationship already before it was exposed to the public, and he said he's even hung out with him before. Why? Why would Miss Letoya Luckett be exposing this new gentleman to this man that she's been in a relationship with? She's undermining her own relationship. Her and this man are not just friends. They're not platonic friends. Her and this man have been in an off again, on again sexual relationship for numerous years. Why would you even be exposing your future husband or your newest husband to this kind of behavior? This just makes no sense. It's inexplainable. And when you look at it and the video goes on, Slim Thug, he does it purposely. It's not inadvertent that he does this. He does this purposely. He scans over to the passenger seat, and the dude sitting in the passenger seat is the one and only Miss Letoya Luckett's brother. And what is the point? When you look at all of this, family, it's just a lesson in futility. This woman is confused, and it shows you the condition of a lot of these women in society right now. They don't take relationships serious. This woman cannot take the sacred institution of marriage seriously because of the things you're seeing her do. She's undermining her own marriage with her own actions. She knows that this man is around. She knows he's a satellite. She knows that Slim Thug being in close proximity to her and her relationship, which is now a marriage, she know it's going to undermine that relationship being able to be fruitful and to go on to prosper. I'll give this marriage 3 years at the most, and I'll be back to do a report about her getting divorced once again. And like I said, in her 2 previous marriages, you go back and look at videos of people, and they always want to make the men the object of ire and the object of why the marriage fails. And when it all boils down to it, it's Miss Letoya Luckett that's hamstringing her own relationships, and she's undermining her own relationships by not being honest with herself and just straight up saying she wants to be with Slim Thug no matter what. She believes that that's her soulmate, and these other gentlemen are not going to match up to that kind of scrutiny. It just is what it is, family. But family, if you agree with me in this matter that Miss Letoya Luckett is actually the soulmate of Slim Thug, and he just won't act right, and she needs to really just go ahead and reevaluate what she's going to do as far as her love life and what she's going to do with Mr. Slim Thug. Or should Miss Letoya Luckett continue to attempt to love the one she with? Should she keep on going on this marriage carousel, avoiding the idea that Slim Thug is ultimately her soulmate, and he's undermining her marriage by being a satellite around her relationships? What do you think? Please jump in the comments, family. Please comment and let me know what you think about Miss Letoya Luckett being the common denominator of all these failed relationships and marriages. And tell me, what do you think is going to be the outcome of her most recent marriage? Do you think that she's finally found true love and that this gentleman is going to fulfill the void that was left from the relationship that she had with Slim Thug? Or do you believe this gentleman also will fall by the wayside? Thank you, family, for joining me once again. I came across this and I said I had to do a video on this because this is something that really has been in the back of my mind for a long time, because this is the perfect backdrop to address this scenario of women having their prime pick and then they having to settle for other gentlemen when they can't have their prime pick. If you like this video, family, and you want more content like this, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join me for every episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm. I greatly appreciate every view, every subscription, family, and I thank y'all for being here and just allowing me to share a little knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a masculine perspective. Thank you, family. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.